folks, how y'all doing? Trent Clark here with Mallett Buildings. We got a good show for you today. We got some exciting news here at Mallett Buildings. And first, let's get started with, like we start out every day, we like to say $500 discount to our military personnel, healthcare workers, educators, and first responders. If you're one of those people and looking for a building, make sure you grab this $500 discount, folks. And then if you want to upgrade to our signature or elite building, you could type in cash to a live feed like this and get $1,000 off. Now, we've been talking about this, a great place. We got some new exciting news for our referral program. So in the past, we give $200 every referral, every buying customer you send to us and they end up buying a building. We're going to give you $200. That hasn't changed. In fact, we'll give you $200 every time you send one. Well, we want to give you $2,000. That means you send us 10 customers, okay? And then at that point, we're going to ask you to pack your bags, and we're going to invite you over here to the ranch, and we're going to want you to stay and stay at the ranch. See, this is an aerial photo of the ranch. They got all these cabins you will be able to fish in, and I can promise you're going to catch something. And not only that, you get to stay in a cabin, and Lee Mallett himself is going to cook a steak for you. I've eaten one, not as good as mine, but it's pretty dang good. So you're going to like it. So now let's get started, okay, folks? Exciting news here at Mallett Building, okay? This is why we continue here at Mallett after 26 years. You know, we don't have to do anything because we already got the best, right? So we want to continue to improve our processes. And why do we do that? We do that for you, the customers. We want to make the very best building. We had what we call a value building. Remember, like I said before, our competitors' best building didn't add up or didn't match up to our value building. Well, folks, here I am today telling you that we don't have a value building any longer. We have renamed that building, and it is now the Classic Building. What's different in this Classic Building, okay? Let's see. From now on, we have standardized 2x8 truss. I'm going to bring up tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to bring up a 2x6 and a 2x8. I want you to see the difference. So the two main differences here is we're adding, so the value building is still is now the Classic Building. We're putting a 2x8 scissor truss, okay? Not a common truss like our competition, and a 2x4 if they use a 2x4 or 2x6, which is more than likely not treated wood. So make sure you do your due diligence, just check that out. Ours is 100% #1 grade, okay, which is very important, dry kiln lumber, okay? And now it's on our Classic Building, it's 2x8. This is a 2x8 scissor truss. Bigger. In fact, I want to put out some, I want you to understand something. Our competitors are going to say that you don't need that, okay, that it's not necessary. Well, look, when you get into a hurricane situation, the bigger the better, right? Well, the facts are this. 74%, it increases the bending strength. The 2x8 increases the bending strength 74%, okay? That's a lot. So you can tell them, it's 74%. Not only that, the stiffness of a 2x8 truss, a scissor truss at Mallett Building, is 175% stronger than 2x6. That's a big difference to me, folks. So good news here at Mallett. And not only that, I'm going to get into this more in detail about the 5-on-12 roof pitch. It actually adds engineering, from an engineering standpoint, it helps with uplift. But now standard across the board, Classic, Signature, and Elite. 2x8 scissor truss, 5-on-12 roof pitch, okay? A red iron building is going to get you this, okay? All our competitors are going to be in this area, 3-on-12 or 4-on-12 pitch. Here at Mallett, you get 5-on-12, and look, there's nobody building 2x8 truss in the country. I mean, we verified that. If there is, I'd like to know about them, but we did our research. We can't find anything, and put it to you like that. We can't find anybody doing it except for us here at Mallett, which goes to show you that we are setting the pace for post-frame construction. We just do it better here at Mallett. And even though we've been in business for 26 years, we're not stopping at just ordinary. We're going beyond, folks. That's what makes us better. That's the kind of partner you get when you partner up with us to build your building. Now let's just get to it. Many buildings look similar, like I was just saying. They look similar, but they don't. You read our specs, find out to fine tune. They might look similar, but they're not, okay? We go deeper, thicker. We got thicker lumber, smarter framing, stronger tie downs, okay? Which we go in the ground, 3 foot, okay? No corners cut here at Mallett. Let's see. Oh, let's see. So like I said, scissor truss, standard here at Mallett. Our competitors are going to charge you for that, folks. They don't even do 2x8 scissor truss, okay? So here's the difference of scissor truss. Take a look. What it's going to do is it's got a slope. A scissor truss has a slope at the bottom chord. It's going to give you a lot more head height in that building. You can see the example we got here, and there's a common truss here, okay? You got a lot more height. When you walk into that building, you're going to see the 2x8 truss here at Mallett. You're going to be wow, it's a wow factor, and then you just feel like you got so much more height because you really do. All right, why scissor trusses are structurally superior. Okay, in a scissor truss, both the top and bottom chord are angled. So the bottom is, so it's angled, so it's going to take more loads. Remember that snow we had the other day? It's going to take a lot more loads, okay? Heavier roof. And then when you have that 5-on-12 roof pitch, it just makes it that much stronger, okay? The symmetrical slope at the bottom chord reduces mid-span deflection. So it deflects way better, a scissor truss will, okay? Because you don't have that flat that can start sagging on you. This helps keep everybody up. A lot of you don't know that a beam in a house, it actually has a rise in the middle of that thing. And you could put that beam up wrong. Well, the reason why a beam has a rise is kind of like a scissor truss, not exactly like a scissor truss, but it's similar, right? So you got to put that rise up because it's taking the load, and you got more force you can put on it. Same thing applies here, okay? Engineering benefit of scissor truss, improved headroom, like I showed you, and center height without raising the building walls. So think about it. If you have you want to go with a 12-foot building on a common truss, you're not going to be able to put a 12-foot door. Okay, you're not going to be able to put a 12-foot door on a 12-foot building with common truss. You just can't do it. All right, but with a scissor truss, you can. All right, that's the big difference. And a lot of people don't understand it, but you must understand, folks, our competitors are going to have to charge you for this. All right. Stiffer system under load, especially when paired with the steeper roof pitch of 5-on-12. Better geometry for wind uplift resistance as the angle of the truss distributes load downward into the post system. So think about it. If you have a board like this and you sit on it, it's going to sag. But if you have a peak on it and you put weight on it, it's not going to sag. It's superior, folks. It's that bottom chord is helping the strength of that truss. All right? Mallett Classic Buildings. Remember, we have a classic building. Our competitor's best building cannot even compare to our classic building. Why? Because we put 2x8 scissor truss with a 5-on-12 roof pitch. It's truly unbelievable, folks. I mean, 74% increases the bending strength of this truss, okay? And 175% deflection. It's superior than a 2x6. All right? You still get the 26 gauge metal on roof and wall, one roll-up door, one walk-through door, engineered mono truss. You get 4,000, 4-inch, 4,000 PSI, and we put microfiber in there. Remember, our competitors are going to use 3,000. All right? Just the concrete's 33% stronger. By the time you add the microfiber, you're way above what our competitors do. Okay? So that alone will tell you that this is the best building in the market. All right, you get a 4-year workmanship warranty. Some of our competitors have only been in business for 2 years. I don't even know how they could give you but a 2-year warranty. All right, Zach screws, everything else that comes in our business. We don't screw. We screw everything here in Mallett. We don't put any nails unless it might be for holding or tacking. Okay, to hold a 2x4 up while they screw it in, okay? But everything here is screwed. Everything here is engineered. We are a licensed engineer firm. Remember that. And now, the great news is we got the Mallett Classic building. So we got the Classic, the Signature, and thing. Let's go through them. All right. The Signature, you got 2x8 scissor truss, 5-on-12 roof pitch, roof and wall insulation. On this building, you're going to get roof and wall insulation. You're going to get 2 10x10 roll-up doors. You're going to get a 6-year workmanship warranty on this building. You still get the 4-inch 4,000 PSI mic and microfiber. Everything else, remember, when Mallett builds you a building, we put 4x4 post as the behind your walls and your walk-through doors and windows. Why? Because it makes it better. It's stiffer. Okay, you don't have the deflection that our competitors won't do that. They're just going to do 2x6s. We're still going to do the 2x6s, but we add support behind those windows and doors with a 4x4 post. Okay, to make it rigid. Okay, so that's our Signature building. In our Elite building, you know the drill there. You get all the bells and whistles, the best building in the market. Okay, why? Because we throw so much stuff into this building. Okay, we're gonna tighten up. You're gonna get 9-foot post spacing, 3-foot truss spacing, 5-on-12 roof pitch, 2 10x10 roll-up doors. In this building, okay, you still get the roof and wall insulation as a Signature, but on this building you're gonna get gutters and gutter brushes. That's a $20 to $25 value on the linear foot of your building. Okay, we throw that in for you for free. Let's see, you get not 4-inch, but 6-inch 4,000 PSI. That's 2.5 times stronger than 4-inch, folks, in the Elite package. All right, and we throw in that, and we're going to give you control joints. You go on this building, you're going to get post protectors, okay? And you're going to get continuous ridge vents, Wayne coat, any wings. We're going to engineer your truss, your mono truss. We're not going to use rafters like our competitors do. We're going to engineer you a truss. Okay? Why don't our competitors do that, folks? Because they go buy their truss. They have to buy their truss from a third party. We make our truss here. Okay? We are all of our truss are stamped here. We have an licensed engineering firm, which our engineer Daryl. You met him. He stamps our buildings if you need stamps. He goes through the buildings. We have everything in-house. Our competitors have to outsource these things, okay? That's why we can give you a better building. We provide you with long-term durability. With a company like Mallett, we're only improving our processes here, okay? So that's the Elite package, folks, all right? Experience does matter. All right, I will tell you that. We have 26 years delivering and designing and building post-frame construction here at Mallett. Lee started this 26 years ago, and look where we are. We could stop. We could have stopped. We don't have to improve these buildings. We continue to improve our process to make the very best building in the industry, and I believe we have done that. Okay. Another part of all these buildings that we had that I didn't touch base on is the cable retention system, folks. It's superior than anything out there. A lot of our competitors just won't do it. Understand this: when we sink those posts 3 foot in the ground, we're now going to take aircraft cable and we're going to tie all those posts together underneath that slab. That slab's going to sit on there. It's interlocking everything together for when that headwind comes or that uplift wind comes. It's got to take the whole concrete out of it's got to take the concrete up. And we know it's not going to do that. That's why we have lasted through 16 hurricanes, which I'll show you in a minute. Look, 26 years in buildings, fully licensed commercial and residential, okay? We can be your contractor on record. A lot of people, when they hire us to build a building, they want to be the contractor on record, and that's fine. We have to charge you to be the contractor on record. It's usually 10 to 15%, more like 15%. And we understand that if you want to be the contractor record, that is totally fine. At that point, we're going to erect a building, and we're going to ask you to sign off on 4 different documents. So no contractor violations. We don't have it. Most of our competitors do, folks. More than 500 plus reviews on BBB and Google. We have an A+ rating at the BBB. Locally owned and operated here in Iowa, Louisiana, committed to supporting local communities, which Lee does a lot, and state functions. Okay, we give back because of you, the customers. We're able to give back. Lee's able to give back to the state of Louisiana and our surrounding community. Okay, offering we got the classic, signature, and elite lines of buildings. Unmatched craftsmanship. Why are we unmatched, folks? Because what we're doing. Nobody does 2x8 truss. And like I said before, our competitors are going to say that's not necessary. Okay? Well, which one would you rather have? Something that 74% increases the bending strength 74% and increases the stiffness of that truss 175%. So you tell me why it's not necessary. It is necessary because we are building the best building on the market, superior than anything out there. Okay. Unmatched craftsmanship, just talked about that. Superior durability, structural integrity, and practical functions. We do a customer first approach. Personalized service from concept to completion. Look, we have a 3D image on our website. Go there, design your building, and let us build it for us. We'll give you a quote. But you're going to have to do that anyway. That's the easiest way to do it. All right? You can trust Mallett Buildings, years in business. Like I said, 26 years. Commercial and residential license. No contractor violations. Folks, most of our competitors have those. Okay? Do your due diligence and check. Reviews on a BBB. Most of our competitors don't have any reviews. We have 500 plus. Licensed engineer firm. Like I said, no third party here. Okay? We have Daryl, who you met. He helps us design these buildings, and he stamps the plans. And all that's done in-house. We do not have to go outsource any of this. That's why our competitors are going to charge you more for those type of fees. In fact, we've seen a few recent bids that have been brought to us, and knowing that some of these parishes, you have to have stamped plans. Okay, you have to. We put that on our quote because we know you're going to need it. Well, we've noticed that some of these quotes, they don't put stamped plans. So what's going to happen is you're going to buy their building, and then when you go to erect it, you're going to have to go get a permit, and then the permit department's going to say, well, you need stamped plans. And guess what? They're going to charge you anywhere from $2,000, $1,500 to $2,500. Okay? So just be aware of that. We've noticed they hadn't put that on there. Another thing we noticed that our competitors do is, make sure that their truss, they're not going to do a 2x8 scissor truss, but make sure that they are not white wood, folks. Okay? Please make sure they're not white wood. All right? This is the hurricanes we survived right here in this building. Okay? And buildings all around the state. This is our facility, folks. Doesn't it make sense to shop with somebody where they have an office and you can go sit down and talk to somebody in? I would be leery and be aware of if the person you're doing business with, if their office is the front seat of their car or their truck, and you look in the back and it's unorganized. That's a red flag. Be careful of that. But here at Mallett, we love you to come visit us. Okay? This is our truss plant right here. This is where we keep, this is our packing, and this is where we keep all our materials. Okay, we love, this is the office. I'm in this big tall office right here, right now. I'm up here. We'd love to take you on a tour. Come by and visit us. Get with our building specialist. Let them take you on a tour. Okay? Use our spec sheets. We have updated the classic building. The classic building has a spec sheet. The signature building has a spec sheet. And our elite building has spec sheets. Okay? We don't hide anything, folks. We're very transparent here. We want you to take this and go shop and see what's out there, because I can promise you this: they just don't do what we do. And by this spec sheet, you'll find that out. All right, that's our show today. We really appreciate it. We're going to have more coming to you about our classic building and our 2x8 standard scissor truss. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love your Mallett building? Now it pays to share the love. Refer a friend who buys, and we'll send you $200 just like that. And if you refer 10 buyers, you'll earn a fully paid, all-inclusive family getaway to Calistoga Ranch fishing, cabins, and a personal meal from Lee Mallett himself. It's not just a thank you, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We grow because of people like you, and we reward like nobody else. Tell a friend, get paid. It's